Yeah. On our way once again, Cricket Wireless. Make it happen. In the rain again. It's crazy. It was raining yesterday. On the day, what was that? Thursday? Yeah, we went, it was raining Thursday. So it was just like the post, man. Rain, sleet, shine, snow, don't matter. We're gonna make it happen. Now I'm trying to remember, man. You had a question for me. No, you had 4.
Yeah, so tell me, who is the Motor-Vator?
Motor-Vator is the man that talk loud to a crowd all day, every day. Basically, man, with my background is automotive sales, and the reason I chose that name was because I didn't realize, like when I was selling cars, I was actually motivating people to buy them. It was more than just selling them. You know what I'm saying? Because I transitioned from just trying to figure it out to sell it, and then to actually motivate people to buy it. And so, because my background is automotive, I just changed the letters from M-O-T-I to M-O-T-O-R to make it, kind of unique and different. So, with that being said, I had a friend in high school, which he in Jacksonville, Florida right now, but he told me, because he started watching my videos on Facebook. He was like, man, what you doing now? He said, you was talking to us like that in high school. But the crazy thing is, I don't remember, because that's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing that I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. But I didn't really realize it, that I was doing it back then in high school until he told me, and I started thinking about it, which I really vaguely remember talking to them like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a couple of friends, like 3 or 4 of us. And one day we was out just sitting outside in the parking lot talking, about dreams and goals and stuff like that. And just so happened, everybody got on the subject of buying a car. And I had one of my best friends was like, man, I'm going to get me a such and such BMW, like a big 760 or something. And I had another friend was like, he was going to get Escalade. And another one was like, he was going to get a Lexus. Another one like, he was going to get a Mercedes. And I'm sitting there, and it came around to me, my turn. It was like, okay, what kind of car you going to get? I was like, man, to be honest with you, I'm going to open up a used car lot, and I'm going to sell all y'all cars. You know what I'm saying? And so that was always been my type of thinking. It was never just, go buy a house or buy a car. It was always, go buy an apartment complex, go buy a car dealership, different things like that. And so, like my friends, talk now, and they always tell me, man, you always be like that. Matter of fact, I had a friend, I ain't seen him probably since like elementary school or middle school. He sent me a message on Facebook, which I'm gonna post this actually, so everybody can see I'm not just talking. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, you always been like that, man. You always dress nice, go-getter, and this and this and this. And for me, I just thought it was just a natural thing to do. It wasn't nothing like I set out to do it. And so I'll always say that, it's difficult to see the picture when you're in the frame. So all my friends talk about I was like that. But back then, it was difficult for me to see myself like that. Now I can when I think back on it. Because a lot of things I did,
1,000 feet.
When I talk to different people, about, being an entrepreneur or entrepreneurship, I started my first business. I was a junior in high school. What I did was, one birthday, I asked my grandparents if they would buy me like some stereo equipment just to play music like in the bedroom. And I knew they could afford it. They was pretty like, what you want? And I was like, I want this. I said, I'll take you out there and I'll show you. So this was in like 1986. I was a junior in high school. I already mapped out everything. I knew where everything was, how much it cost, everything. I told them, I said, everything is going to cost about $500. And they was like, okay. Went out to a little electronics store. I bought 2 turntables, some speakers, a cassette player, amplifier. Then went next door to like the Radio Shack, got a mixer, some cables. I knew exactly what I wanted. Then went to the store next door to that and bought a couple of records. And from then I just started practicing in my bedroom, practicing. And then, because I used to see people having like a party, but they would have the radio playing, at the party. I'm like, what kind of party is this? So what I started doing was I started making tapes, cassette tapes. Because back then you could buy like 6 for like $5 or $10. And so what I do, I would record one and then dub all of them and then sell them for like $5 a piece. So if it's 6, that's like $30. I spend 5 and make 30. But I wasn't doing it to really make money. So it wasn't like a flip. It was pretty much, let me do this to advertise my DJing business. Nobody really know, because I was at home doing it by myself. And so I was selling the tapes. And when I really knew I was getting good, my friends would be in the car with me sometimes, and the tapes would come up missing. So they was like stealing them. And like, okay. And that's actually what I wanted, because I'm like, okay, if this, you don't steal nothing, that ain't worth nothing. So when I started, after I started doing that, people started asking me, hey, you want to do a party for me? I was like, yeah. So how much you charge? I said, I'll do it for free. And that first one, I knew I had to do it for free just to get my name out there. So I had business cards and all kind of stuff like that. And so what happened was, I was like, man, after I did that party, people was asking me, hey, how much you charge, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And I was like, man, you know, I didn't really know I was that good, because this was like my first one. And so after that, you know, somebody say, hey, how much you charge? Boom. I say $50. Now I go do another party for $50. And at that party, people was asking how much you charge. I was passing my cards out. So I had a little beeper. So they would page me. Boom. I stopped by the payphone, call them up. Hey, man, I want you to do my party next week. And then the word just got out. And I started mixing with other DJs and doing other stuff. And it just come on from there. So what I teach now, and I tell a lot of people, you know, what I did back then was actually genius. And I didn't even know it, because I started listening to a lot of people that teach marketing and starting a business and things like that. And that's actually the advice they give people now. And I was doing that in '86 without anybody really showing me what to do or how to do. It was just trial and error. I'll try this and try this. And after that, I said, man, you know, let me try to really see if I can really do this. And I just applied what I was doing then to every other business, you know, I ever did. So when I say free is the way to pay, a lot of people don't want to go that route. But when you start something, a lot of people don't know if you can do what you can do or whatever. So when you tell them the price, it's not that it's high, but they just thinking, well, I don't know if it's worth it, because they never seen the work. And so when I DJ'd that first time, people were seeing it, and then the tapes before that, people was listening to it, so they was liking the tape. So they was like, okay, you can do this on tape, you can do this at a party. And so I just kept going. And, you know, shoot, a junior high school, senior high school, man, I was making $250 to $500 a weekend. And because I got tired of asking my grandparents for money, you know, I had my own little business. So from there, I just kept those ideas and I still apply them for everything I do right now. So when I got in the automotive business, I said I want to do some training. You know, I did it for free at the car dealership. And then they asked me to do it. So that applied, man, but so many people just don't really fully understand that concept. You know what I'm saying? And so right now, you know, that's one thing I teach. You know, free is the way to pay. So even with social media right now, you got Facebook is free, Instagram is free, YouTube is free. And so when I was doing that in 1986, I just applied the same thing to the internet, to social media. It's all free platforms. You know what I'm saying? It was free platforms back then, but the majority of people just didn't have the perception or the creativity or the innovativeness to actually go out and do something for free. Well, you spent all this money, why are you going to do it for free? And that's what I teach people in any type of business. I don't care what type of business you have. I'll show you how to add some type of free in it. And then that free will actually get you more business. But a lot of people don't. They don't want to do that, because when you start something, you look at the value is here. But if they don't pay you, it's worth nothing. And that's one of the concepts, you know, I try to talk to people about, because I actually did it in 1986. It's not something that I read in a book or somebody told me or coached me or whatever. I actually did it, not knowing that that was the right thing to do. I just tried it. And if you really do any research on a lot of entrepreneurs, they did the same thing. Ray Kroc with McDonald's, he did a lot of things like that. Just trying. This don't work, just try this. You know what I'm saying? Just like they said, Thomas Edison, you know, it took him 10,000 tries to get the light bulb to illuminate. But he finally did it. And so with me, I'm the type of person where I don't really live in time. So I really don't care if it's going to take me 5 years, 10 years, or whatever. I just keep going and keep going and keep perfecting my craft. And most people they'll go, and then eventually they don't see any fruit from their labor, and then they'll give up. They'll just be like, man, this stuff ain't going to work, this, and this. But really what they haven't done, they haven't put in enough work. You know what I'm saying? And so like I said, with me, I was, you know, DJing in my bedroom for myself, just making tapes for free. because I enjoyed doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I figured out how to monetize it. So when it came time to do a party for free, I was like, shoot, I'm doing this in my bedroom. At least now I get some exposure. Nobody was going to pay me to DJ in my bedroom. But I just had a plan the whole way. I said, okay, if this works, I'm going to do this. I'm going to charge $50. If this works, I'm going to charge $75. And I got up to like $250, and then I had other DJs call and say, hey man, I got 2 parties. I can't make it. Can you help me out? So I would split that with them, or sometimes they would use my equipment and pay me. And then sometimes I would do parties where the guy would be like, man, I'll pay you half of it if you just DJ the whole party and use my equipment. I would do it because while I was DJing, people would study asking me, how much do I charge? So even though I was getting half the pay, I was using his equipment, I was getting gigs for the next week. And so I just kept myself out there doing parties and radio receptions and cabarets and clubs. And it just kept going. And my name got, big out there until I finally decided, hey, I want to do something else. Because that's when I kind of got into automotive sales. And I still did it for a few more years, but it got to the point I wanted to master, automotive sales. And that's what I did with that. So that, I always had some kind of creativity in me, but I knew I had to keep learning. And then with sales, when I got into sales, that really took me of wanting to do my own thing to another level. Because I started understanding sales on a different level, on a higher level. I started reading a lot of negotiating books, prospecting, closing, tips to selling, the theory of selling, the psychology of selling. I just immersed myself in it. And now, it's, a lot of things people don't know. A lot of people think they're salespeople, but if somebody just comes and buys something from you, you think you sold it, that's not a salesperson. And then a lot of people say, well, sales are born. No, you're not born. You got to learn this. Because sales is actually a science. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. Because the reason they say salespeople are born because they use the analogy of when a baby's crying, or if they want something, they're just tenacious. But that baby really and that child really don't have any knowledge of their self.